Zombie Army 4 Dead War is an enjoyable third-person shooter with a joyously ludicrous premise and fun, addicting mechanics. It's not going to win any awards for narrative excellence, but if there was an award for revelling in the annihilation of zombies, it'd kill the competition. There are few concepts for video games so timeless, so rock solid as killing Nazi zombies. Whether it's launching lead through the back of their heads or making mincemeat out of them with a chainsaw, they're up there with gaming history's best baddies. Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which is such a ridiculous title it sounds like a fake game from a TV show, is a third-person shooter that meditates on what it's like to murder 500,000 Nazi zombies while on your gap year in Italy. The story, if you can call it that, makes about as much sense as me going but honestly I don't think that even remotely matters. The acting is absolutely panto, and the complete indifference your character has to the world ending around them is very funny. Most of the time it's like they filmed The Evil Dead on the set of Allo Allo, but treating Nazi zombies as anything more serious could only come across as utterly stupid. Even Wolfenstein doesn't bother with the zombies much, and it's still about as subtle as an explosion in a piano factory. The way things wrap up is absolutely box office, and I won't go into detail, but if you know anything about the history of games about killing Nazis, well, let's just say it does exactly what you're after. Like a lot of the game, it takes the Left 4 Dead approach, where the actual story is less than wafer thin, but it's the backdrop for fun levels. Most levels are broken up into 4 chapters that are separated by a safe house. You play as one of 4 characters, of which almost no discernible difference can be felt, other than slight health and melee buffs, and of course the quips that they shout out every 30 seconds. I went with a guy that looked like he'd be played by John Cena in the film, and talks like this in everything he says. Goddamn Nazi zombies. Oh look, another Nazi zombie. I am available for voiceover work and my rate is reasonable. I think it would have been nice if there was a more substantial difference between the characters that could have made playing with 4 people a bit more dynamic. Speaking of, the game supports up to 4 players, and the entire game is drop in, drop out, meaning if you're on level 8 and your pal is on level 2, he can join your game without the world crumbling around him, which is great. There's also a bespoke difficulty slider based on the number of players, although I don't think it's particularly balanced, as playing with 2 players on the 2-player difficulty was substantially easier than I expected. This may be down to the more difficult zombies being designed with 1 player in mind. For example, there's a big angry bastard with a flamethrower who on single player will chase you down and barbecue you without much challenge, but when playing with 2 players, it was easy enough to have one player focus him and have the other shoot his back, nullifying the challenge completely. Aside from the campaign, there's also a Horde Mode, which is a nice spin on the traditions of the genre, in that it's not just one static area that you sit in for 50 waves. Every so often the level will expand, allowing for new vantage points, traps and supplies. It's not revolutionary, but it's a mode that remains extremely fun with pals. The shooting in the game is extremely satisfying. With any zombie game, my litmus test is how a zombie reacts to a headshot, and thankfully in Zombie Army 4, the reaction is to turn their head into something that looks like a butcher's window collided with an industrial fan. Being from the house of the Sniper Elite games, Zombie Army also features the lovingly rendered slow-mo cam of the moments where you turn your enemies into pate. There's a nice variety of guns, although I found myself sticking to the original rifle and just upgrading it regularly until it was practically a Spartan laser. Your character also has abilities such as a one-hit takedown that will restore health, or a Deadeye-like ability to slow down time and tag enemies for a few easy kills. I would have really liked to see this system expanded upon, but what is there is a nice break in the action from the persistent hum of gunfire. They're also pretty handy when trying to quickly escape from the big demon-looking bastard that's just airdropped you into death range. This is a brilliant game to get into party chat with 3 pals and just turn off your brain for a few hours. The shooting feels good enough that what you're doing doesn't become a chore, and the levels are just the right length so you're not committing to an ungodly amount of time only for someone to drop out of your team. The variety of zombies means that you're encouraged to actually move about the level as opposed to standing with your back against the wall. I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed playing Zombie Army 4 Dead War. It's the best B game I've played in a while. The story has all the nuance of a Quentin Tarantino remake of Dad's Army, but I had great fun playing it. It's not going to be something that lives long in your memory, but if you and your pals are looking for something to pass the time while you talk total shite in the party chat, there are certainly far worse options. And really, who doesn't love killing Nazi zombies? Thanks for watching this review of Zombie Army 4. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in the game, and don't forget to subscribe to BBC The Social Gaming. Check out our other reviews, and until next time, I'm Jordan Midler. See you later.